if this is kind of your eye line coming in here, then your mouth should also line up with that, right? We should also have the mouth on this same sort of plane. So these should be pretty much parallel, okay? If you have one that's tilted and one is straight, then obviously you've got a problem. You need to adjust and see how you can line that up. The other thing is these vertical lines. So if we draw here on the outside of the nose, try to draw a straight line. Okay, so you see this. And then we can also take this. So this nose, the width of the nose, it's like this. I can see here if the eyes are about the same size, which they are. So that's another rule, is that the nose is about the same width as each of your eyes. These will each be the same width here. And then you have some other measurements we can make. The corner of the mouth should pretty much go up to the pupil. We can do the same thing here. Is this going up to the pupil? The outer edge of the nostril should go up here to the eye, to the inner portion of the eye. So that lines up. This upper lip, where you get this little mountain on your lip, that should go up to the nostril. As I start to position these things, these lines should all be parallel, and nothing should be obviously going diagonal if everything else is going straight up. So there's a sort of hierarchy that I think about. When I'm proportioning my figures, I want to go through and make sure I have kind of each of these stages settled before I'm moving forward. So the first stage, of course, is the skull. This is the foundation. So you want to make sure you have your skull in place. You can see here, this is like the eye socket. Got the eye socket over here. Got the nose. Got the mouth. The cheekbone is coming up here. Cheekbone is coming up here. So we're looking for symmetry, first of all, in this skull, right? This is what we're looking at. It's this right here. We want to see if all of this is symmetrical. So really all you're looking at is just these broad shapes. If you're kind of blocking it out, does it all line up? I can get rid of some of these lines to make this more clear. So this is the absolute first thing that I think you should be looking at. The skull. You want to have the eye sockets in place. You want to have the cheekbones and these major segments like the jaw, the chin right here. Where are the teeth going to fall, or the mouth? So you can block these out, and you want to make sure that you have these big blocky shapes in place and that these are actually symmetrical. So this is going to be so important. And if you move into some more complicated poses, understanding these relationships is crucial. This is always my favorite painting to reference for this. If you haven't seen the video about how I made this sort of in-between skull, face, whatever you want to call this, I don't know. It's kind of like a anatomical study, I guess you could call it. If you haven't seen this, I think you should watch it. This really covers what I think about getting these proportions in place. But just look at this. This is what I'm looking for, and this is what I'm referencing up there. You see you've got the skull here, right? Each of these eye sockets. You could even reduce those to just circles. You don't even have to get that shape exactly right. And then you've got the nose here. So the nose is either going to be like a big rectangle, like this, you see? Just like that. Or you could make it into a triangle, okay? Once you get the light on there, it's really a triangle. So we're going to get, the more light on this side and the shadow on this side. Then you want to look for these big bones. You see this right here. We get the zygomatic bone. This is a really important block. So this is where we're going to get a lot of key information. Like you're going to get this light right here. You're going to get the highlight over here. And then this is going to create a sort of triangle shape. So this comes down to the mouth. So we have all these sort of triangles that are forming And these are what we want to look at to see if it's actually lining up. You get this kind of block right here where it stands out, and then it's going to round backwards. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. What are these big shapes doing? And of course, the top of the skull as well, you have this roundness, and you're going to get some sort of big planes. So you could kind of divide this, like you're going to get the big highlight over here, and then more shadow over here. So this is what we're looking for. These are the big planes. This is what I suggest that you focus on. You don't even worry about the eyes, don't even worry about the nostrils or the mouth. You know, just get these really, really broad shapes in place first, and this will help you so much for getting that initial block-in phase covered. So if we come back to this painting, do you see where that is? Do you see these marks that I'm making? Does that make sense? See, you get all these sort of triangular shapes. You get, here is the zygomatic bones like we talked about, and it curves back. You get the big skull up here, you got the eye sockets, the nose we can position, so you see this triangle comes up like this. Or, the other thing we can think about is that this comes down and through from the eye socket. So this is also how you're going to position the nose, these triangular shapes over here. So just getting these broad shapes in place, that's the first step. That's so crucial. And then you're going to be able to build on top of that. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.